She is not going to be on the show. She's getting ready to move to Alabama. So I'll just keep talking. Right now, let's talk about the show, how you can reach us outside the show. You can call in at 206-717-4490. Hi, Tina.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Again, that number is 206-717-4490. And you see on the screen in front of us the numbers where you can reach either Tina or myself after the show. Should you have any financial or real estate needs, we're here for you. Let me keep going. Should I keep going? I was going to do the market update.
Yes, please do some market update.
Yeah, we had a sales meeting today. Lennox Scott, our CEO, president and CEO of the company, was on board giving us some wonderful words of wisdom as usual. And once again, here's some things, highlights from our meeting. Seattle is number one, once again, as the top market in the country. So we're leading the economy here and what we're doing, opening up, and probably because of the technology, jobs here in Seattle and the area, bringing a lot of folks into the Seattle market. Real estate, okay, extremely low again. Thursdays and Fridays, we have a number of new listings coming up. I'm seeing a lot of activity, but you go through the open house on the weekend, Monday. There's always offer review dates on Mondays. So when we come to Monday, pendings just take over the new listings that come on board at the tail end of last week. We are still seeing multiple offers in place within a week of listing. And these numbers are incredible. They're typically 10 to 15% above market price. And the buyers are, of course, getting frustrated because you're going to go through a number of scenarios where, 20 offers for a listing, and you'll lose out. One person's going to win, everybody else is going to lose. And you go through that several times, and don't get desperate, because there are ways. I can show you ways on how to get a house off market. So call me and we'll talk about that. What else did he say? So listing is not the problem, the number of listings, it's the number of buyers. The demand is so high because a backlog of buyers are out there waiting and waiting for anything to come up. And when they do, it gets snatched up, higher pricing, and multiple offers. So that's what's going on right now. I can probably tell you that the interest rates are 3.2, and we'll show you that. And just the state of the east side, Seattle's east side, Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, we have Amazon, 6 million square feet of office space, still not moved in yet. Microsoft, they're redoing their entire east side campus in Redmond. There's 6 cranes or something out there working. So jobs are here. That's why Seattle is number one. And as far as the real estate brand, John L. Scott is in the top 20 in the nation. And we've had $16 billion in sales volume. So that's huge. And I'm really proud to be part of the team. So here we go, Daniel. Let's show them this real quick 30-second clip on the state of the market. Oh, it's really slow. 30 seconds to get through the one slide. What's happening? Uh-oh.
Seattle housing update. Resale. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, resale.
Is it March already? Wow.
I know. And, you're not overlooking new construction, but it's better to take a look at the resale market because that's what's happening. Oh, okay. And then here we have one sheet on the Seattle housing updates. Again, resale only. And take a look at these numbers here in this column where we've got the supply. It's only like a 9-day supply of inventory. So we are now, and you're looking at these 90% figures here pending in 30 days. And in the price range that you're seeing here, from anywhere up to $1 million, you see a lot of these 90%.
Mhm.
Can't see it real well, but we are now in an uber frenzy market.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just escalating, and instead of just the extreme frenzy, we're uber frenzy. So
Yes.
that's the state of real estate and the local market. So
Mhm.
here we go. What are we talking about today, Tina?
Well, it's something we're talking about housing, and right now housing is very, very important because that's where we're spending 98% of our time. We're working from home, we're being educated from home, we're basically shut in and safer at home. Even to go out is a big thing. So there are more cooks in the family now. There are more entertainers in the family singing karaoke until all hours of the night.
Oh, I love that.
So, the thing is with the pandemic, it's been a whole year now. And I remember last year we thought it was going to be temporary, maybe 1-2 months, maybe April, we were going to come out of the darkness. But we haven't. It went from April to July to September, then October, then we had these spikes in November, and now it's March. So what's going on is a lot of people are getting somewhat depressed. There's a lot of things we took for granted, a lot of things that were normal to us now are not the norm. We have been stuck at the home. A lot of people are experiencing now, more time than any other time in history, depression. A lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. Not only are we cooped up with our family members, but income has been taking a stab. So, the things that we took for granted, like, having, televisions and having, running the water and eating out, all this sort of thing, we can't do that anymore. We have to be very prudent with how we spend our money and spend our income. A lot of people's incomes have been taken away, a third to a half, if not, their whole income. They're either going on furlough or something. So there's a lot of depression going on. Now, there is a bright light at the end of the tunnel, but are we still coming out of the depression? Today, we have about 3 inches of snow still on the ground here in Colorado. So a lot of us have been shut in since February. Since February, since Friday. And I have been, me and my daughter at our wits' end. Saturday, we were going at it. We're going at it, fighting over the remote control. Where are my peanuts? I've got my peanuts right here. My peanuts,
She has a big house.
A huge house. We were like, where's my makeup? I got a Zoom call. The dog was running around. That's your dog, and that is your dog. Just depression. You're calling people up. Zoom calls are coming in, and people are just, people are looking like, they've been sitting at their computer for all day. They're really in their pajamas from here on down, and they're just, they're not looking right. They're like, can we get off the Zoom call, please? There's a Netflix on. Everybody is at their wits' end. So what we're going to talk about today, V, we're going to talk about how you can cope during this pandemic, how you are coping with your family members and with your lifestyle at home, and how do you stay away from the depression. There was a lot of people going on when it comes to abusing alcohol, drugs, food. A lot of people are going into deteriorating habits because they're trying to cope with the depression and the loneliness. So
you can get rid of the stress if you can't go to fitness centers, you can't go to a park. You got to wear your mask everywhere. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I got a trail of pimples right here. Trail of pimples. And I got makeup covering it. But I got pimples.
Yeah, behind my ears, right?
Oh, right here. My ears are
it hurts now.
It's just, and then your makeup is smeared all over your face. You're trying to think you're cute. You got the makeup smeared all over the place. And then, and we were going out and walking every day. I mean, the first of the pandemic, we were getting out. Everybody was out and walking, Mm-hmm. But now with the snow and with the winter, you can't get out and walk. There's nowhere. You can't walk outside your house, I know I visited Seattle, even though there was a pandemic, and I visited Vegas and prior months, but we couldn't even walk around. Really couldn't do anything. So it was this dark cloud hanging over everything. I want to be optimistic, but depression and loneliness and isolation is a real thing. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the tips of managing your anxiety. Okay, because y'all need to manage that before we hurt each other. Okay, so first of all, get a good night's sleep. A lot of us are staying up all hours of the night watching Netflix, watching TikTok, doing all, Candy Crush, whatever you're doing, and you're not getting a night's sleep. And what's going on is in the morning you have to get up because the sun's up and your body wants to get up. And not having enough sleep is going to affect your mood. So make sure you get at least 6, 7, 8 hours optimally of sleep. Okay, put the phone down, turn all the electronics off, and go to sleep. It's also nice to have a routine. Make sure you have a routine. What time do you get up in the morning? Do you go work out as soon as you get up? Do you meditate? Do you do your prayers? Do you eat breakfast? Make sure you have a set routine, and it'll push you forward to your next task. When you go to work, when you take a break, make sure you have some routines in place. Or like you, V, you've got your kids who go into sports, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a certain routine. And with the kids in the house, with the boys in the house, there's certain other family members that have to stick to a routine. So stick to your routine. Now, this seems kind of hokey dokey and, a little Pollyannish, but practice gratefulness and mindfulness. So make sure that you are thankful for what you have. If you've got food on the table, be thankful for that. If you've got a job, if you've got income, be thankful for that. If you've got shelter and you've got people in your house with you, even though they may get you on your last nerve, at least you have people in the house with you. So be grateful for the things you do have, and it'll take less focus on the things you do not have. Okay. Seek social support. So I know it's very easy. You're not going into work. You're not going to Starbucks. You're not going to, the daily hangout or the tavern down the street. However, get on the phone. Force yourself to get on the phone. Talk to somebody. If you know somebody who's elderly, that it's just them in the house and they've lost a loved one, call them. Not only is it good for you, it's good for them, but it's also good for you. But make sure you keep that connection with your friends you used to hang out with down at the fitness club every week. You don't see, but make sure that you keep that social support and let people know what you're going through. If you're depressed or if you're feeling down, call your funniest friend, but keep those connections very, very close. That is very important. Another thing, I've been using Uber Eats or Grubhub or what have you. Do you order food in, V?
No.
You have not experienced the joys of food. So, what you want to keep, so we'll order, we'll be like 10 o'clock at night. We're like, I ain't cooking no more today. Yeah. So we will call Uber Eats or something, So, but if you do that, make sure you have, contactless delivery. Make sure it's non-contact delivery. Okay, so that's another thing to keep safe and keep what have you. But in the middle of the night, you don't want to cook anymore. Don't force the other person next to you to cook or anything, or force somebody to go to the grocery store. Use delivery options. And I even order my food through King Soopers, which is Fred Meyer's up in Washington State. I'll order that on the internet. And I'll have some people bring my groceries, so I don't have to fight somebody to go get groceries during the day. You want to connect with people, like the Zoom calls. Mm-hmm. I know they're kind of cuckoo and everybody's kind of sick of them, but you can reach out and touch people. So make sure that you do actually reach out and touch people, and that you are, if you have a capability of Zoom, it just doesn't have to be for Zoom calls. So V, do you ever talk to your other family members across the states?
Oh yeah, we have a set time, and with my kids too, because one's in North Carolina, mm-hmm. and one's at University of Puget Sound in Tacoma. So mm-hmm. we have set calls for family calls, and if we can, and other friends, you can do mm-hmm. like my immediate family once a week, and then other family members when we can, and fun virtual happy hours with friends at mm-hmm. times too. So that helps to be connected that way. Thank God for Zoom, and they've made billions of dollars during this pandemic, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
right.
Buy that stock. But anyway, it works when you can connect with others somehow, some way.
Absolutely. So we have to take a break. But when we come back, I'm going to go over the symptoms or the signs of depression you may have or may notice in other family members. So let's go ahead and go through our halfway commercial.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North, Elsie Shadon with Keller Williams Mountain to Sound and the LC Legacy Group, and Tina Lombard with Cardinal Financial. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Great. Okay, so now the reason why we're talking about the pandemic once again is because it's your home. So, sometimes people think, I'll just buy a new home and start all over again. Well, the thing is, your home is where the heart is where the home is. You have to get your family situation in the best tip-top shape possible before you start trying to buy homes and sell homes and everything. If you're not functional together in the under the shelter in which you have, just buying a new house isn't going to cut it.
No?
No. Well, if it's a mansion with a swimming pool, it might cut it, but other than that. So,
okay.
So we're going to talk about some symptoms of depression. Now, a lot of times, you know this, sometimes people, they're just trying to sell their house because they're depressed, they need to get out, so on and so forth. So this is a big thing. So let me go ahead and talk about the symptoms of depression. Unusual sadness or irritability. Okay, so if somebody is just irritable, and it's just, it's beyond what they normally, how they normally act, that may be a sign of depression. Loss of interest in activities they once enjoyed. So somebody used to like to dance or talk to you about painting or what have you. They just like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't feel like taking a walk. That's also a sign of depression. Reduced feelings of anticipation. So you've got those people who are like Debbie Doubters, or just like, it's not going to be good anyways. I don't really want to go. And they just talking everything down because they're in a state of depression. Okay, so if somebody has reduced feelings of anticipation, that's a sign. Changes in weight. So some people overeat to self-medicate. So if somebody has a dramatic increase in weight, that's a sign, or a dramatic decrease in weight. Some people they just stop eating. They stop eating, and if you see somebody who has a severe case of not eating or losing weight, that may be a sign of depression. If there are if there are changes or shifts in sleep patterns. So if you used to sleep for 6.5 hours or 7 hours, and now you find yourself for 2 hours, you're waking up in the middle of the night, that may be a sign of depression. If you're sluggish, so if you're moving about and you just, you've got this lack of energy and you just have this lack of energy and lack of desire, what have you, if you're kind of sluggish, that may be a sign of depression. Harsh self-assessment. So if you're hard on yourself, I can never do this right. It just never seems to try. I can't. I'm just eating too much. I can't do that anymore. It's just I don't even know why I try. If you have somebody who's saying these type of things, if you yourself are saying these type of things, you may be sinking into a blue mood. So be aware of that. Feelings of worthlessness and hopelessness. So when you have somebody who says, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this depression, it's just too much. The world is just going to pots. And,
especially if you're one that has lost your job, or lost family members, through COVID. It's just a lot of stress on your emotional core. Yeah.
A lot of stress with it. And the Grammys were the other day. Did you get a chance to look at the Grammys?
No.
Now, okay. So I had people call me going, oh my gosh, the Grammys were just like, these people on here just depressed me, makes me want to just leave the planet. And people were depressed over the Grammys, literally. They were like, what is going on? And and these people were just angry. I'm like, it's a TV show. But that to me, I was like, these people were, they're on the edge. They're on the edge. Yeah. Music, outfits, artists, they're on the edge. Okay. Now this is very serious. If there's thoughts of attempts of suicide. So you have some people say, I don't want to be on this earth anymore. I don't feel like getting up, going to work. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know if this is, I've lost so many people due to COVID, that sort of thing. That's a very, very, very big red flag if you're feeling that way or if somebody's talking about that. So, and it seems simple enough, but this is very severe, very serious. The worst case is somebody does want to take their own life if they're seriously depressed. Another scenario is people, it's self-harm. They try to self-medicate with with alcohol or or drugs or what have you, something that's very detrimental to their well-being. A lot of people do dangerous, risky acts. They drive down the street 100 miles an hour just for excitement, to turn around the depression. So if you're finding somebody that's in a depressive mode, first of all, you need to recognize it. So, V, do you see people, like some clients sometimes, that something's wrong, they're just a little bit troubled?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of anxiety when it comes to buying or selling your home. Mm-hmm. And their reasons could be one, they need a bigger house because everybody's at home now, and, not to get underfoot. You need more space, a bigger yard, something. That's one reason why they're buying homes. Or simply, I got to get out of this town. I'm going to go to Arizona where it's warm, because this weather sucks and I have to see it all the time. Or I'm not healthy. Their health is deteriorating. Maybe it's just a natural progression, but maybe it's due to their stress level here with the anxiety around COVID and not being close to family members. So they need to be where their family is, maybe somewhere else. California, Arizona, I see some relocations going on out of market. And the fact that Seattle, the city itself, looks so sad compared to what we used to know Seattle to be. It just, that adds to the depression. And and within couples, they're like, no, I want this. No, you don't need that because I want this instead. And there's a battle there that doesn't need to happen. It could all be a matter of prioritizing their list, their wish list. But sometimes it gets a little too personal, and you as an agent, or me as an agent, I feel uncomfortable then when they're fighting in front of me. But I just say, well, can I get anyone some coffee? I'll go over there and get you a drink, not alcohol, but maybe water.
Don't you know anybody? But no, I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, V. I mean, it's just like, and good for you. You're like, can I change the mood? Or, and this is our next subject we're going to go into. If you find that you're in depressive mode or you're around people who are depressed, what could you do? Well, first of all, V, like you said, maybe you have to change your surroundings. Get out and start walking, right? Get out and start walking. Get out and start doing different things, activities, and start interacting with people. Looks like we got a question. What's the question here? Should I take advantage and sell at a high rate and buy somewhere lower? Very good question. What do you say to that, V?
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. The rates, the low interest rates right now, 3.22, that can get you a bigger house, for the money. And if it means going away from the city, you can. A lot of businesses are, finding that employees are just as productive at home as they are in the, at the office. And maybe you need to only go to the office once or twice a week. Heck yeah, I'd buy my dream home now when the rates are low, like I said, and sell. And you can get top dollar right now or more than that for your home, because there are buyers out there that want to buy your home. Right now is a good time. So yes.
Yeah, I would absolutely say, if you don't have to live in a certain area, take advantage of the inventory that you can sell it at, and the interest rates are low. Absolutely, I would look into it. Absolutely. If you don't have to live anywhere certain, yes. This is the best time actually in history to do something like this.
Call me. We'll talk.
Call me.
And then I'll get you to Tina for financing.
See? So that's a good move. So Blaine is like looking to the future. He's saying, hey, what can I do to turn this around? And one of these things is to be active and start reaching for the future. Start putting some goals out there, pandemic or no pandemic. Start making some goals and start walking towards those goals. When you focus on your goals, you start achieving things step by step. It brings your mood up. It lifts your mood. But yeah, Dee, if you can give us that hotline number, that would be great. If you can put it in the chat, I'll go ahead and say it out loud. And remember, stop your negative thoughts. Remember, things are just temporary. Things are not, this isn't the way it's going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Things will always change. But during our downtime, remember, there's a blessing, there's silver lining in everything. And during COVID, people have been getting their education. People have been working out. People have been bonding with their family members. People have been writing records. People have been drawing and painting, doing things they didn't have time for. So there's always a silver lining. So make sure you always look for the silver lining. And for those people, your friends who are depressed, point out those silver linings to them. But yes, Daniel, do you have that? Is that the number there? Or Daniel, what's the number?
Oh, there you go.
Here we go. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 800-273-8255. Thank you for looking that up. That's a very important number. If you're feeling like you're on the edge and you have nobody to talk to, what have you, please reach out and call this number.
Another thing to remember is that vaccines are in place now. So soon we'll all be vaccinated or not. And you know what? Life is always your choice, whether you choose to get the vaccine or not. It's up to you, just as everything else every day. It's up to you. I have this thing I call meds, and Tina covered a lot of it. Meditation, first thing in the morning. Meds stands for meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep.
I love it.
So if you can get all those, get your meds in every day, start out your day feeling grateful, like she said, with what you have. And then exercise. Don't put on that COVID 20 pounds. Just keep exercising. Walk if you can walk.
It. We got 1 minute. You got some closing remarks?
Yes, I do. Okay. Promotions this week. Rainier Avenue Radio celebration of shows for Women's History Month, and a doubleheader of high school football Friday night with O'Day at Seattle Prep, 5 o'clock. And then Ballard at Rainier Beach at 8 p.m. And tune into live jam session following our show. There you go.
Great. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts, Violeta Strash, Tina Lombard, and Elsie Shadon. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune in to our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.